You have the power within you to design a life, to make something different from whatever you've been handed, to not just settle. The reward for making your bed is not about having a clean, organized, goofy bed. That's not it at all. It's about demonstrating to yourself every day that you have the will, that you have the determination to continue your ascent into self-awareness. I once had a fabulous opportunity to be mentored by John Kalench. John founded a thing called Millionaires in Motion. I was in San Diego with him on one of those get-togethers. There was about a dozen or so multimillionaires around the table, and John came up to me and pointed out something kind of small, and I didn't quite understand at the time what he meant. He said, "Daniel, look around the table. All these guys are wishing they were where you are, with an opportunity to go for their dreams again because they missed on the journey. They're all rich, but they can't re-experience their climbing out of ignorance and becoming abundantly aware." But John said, "Hey, Daniel, look around the table. Tell me what you see." And I said, "Oh, a bunch of nice guys." He goes, No. What do you see different?" I go, eventually I figured it out. I was the only one that had a beard, a scruffle. And he said, "So there's a clue." And I was like, "What? Yeah, you can't have a beard to be rich?" And eventually I figured out what he meant was not that you can't have a beard. It's that you shouldn't give up an opportunity to shave. Not just to be clean shaven, but because of the time you have in front of the mirror. The time with yourself to get to know who you really are. The time in isolation during a pandemic, or in a jail cell, or in a hospital, or living out of your car, where you get to know who you really are. See, the point John was making was not that you couldn't become wealthy or affluent, but that you were missing the whole opportunity to find out who you really are. What I really learned from John Kalench was not that shaving was about being clean shaven. It was about recognizing an opportunity to be face to face with yourself. And cleaning a bowl, a sink, may seem trivial, but it's not, because it's time invested with yourself. It's time invested in learning who you are and where you want to go with your character. Getting out of SCOTOMAVILLE is not about where you end up. It's about the journey of finding out who you are. Get it? Making breakfast, cutting grapefruit. Those things are not about just fancy scrambled eggs with garnishing. You're missing the point. That's the scotoma. Cutting grapefruit is not just about avoiding your finger. It's about becoming aware of the thoughts that are going through your head. Recognizing who you are becoming and what you have left to work on, and being respectful that you've come a long way, but that you still have a long way to go. Maybe a simple way to say this: don't miss an opportunity to do the hard thing. You know? Don't just take a shortcut. Don't leave it, good enough. Don't leave it, don't have to do that. Don't give up an opportunity to find out who you really are by doing the hard thing. There's a saying that goes, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. When the student is ready, the opportunity will surface. Not when your needs are met. Here's a current event to drive home my point. This is week 5 of the lockdown. 5 weeks ago, we came to north of Phoenix to pick up our 30-foot Airstream. And I am able to execute all of this SCOTOMAVILLE in a 19-foot. I'm regularly fighting the thought that, geez, if I just had the 30-foot, if I only had something else. See, and I'm having to go, wait a minute, it's not about what I have. It's about seizing the opportunity that I'm presented with. It's not about what I need. It's about utilizing what I have at that time. It's about recognizing and putting to work the opportunity right in my hands, where I'm at, so that someone else can follow from where they are. See the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy? It's okay. It's a life, but it's not really living. When you see the opportunity you're presented, then you can go to the next level. Don't miss the opportunity right in front of you. What you might not expect about me is that I have served in the Navy, in ministry and international economic development. I've been an entrepreneur for, 40-something, 46, 47 years. I have spent over 15 years not sleeping in my home. Sleeping on cots and in bunks and on mattresses and in sleeping bags and tents and vehicles and anything except my home. Why would you do that? Because of explanatory knowledge. Because I've been sold a story and believed in a higher calling, a purpose, a mission, an outcome that gave my life meaning and value. You see, the prefrontal cortex, it gives us the ability to tell ourselves stories, to motivate ourselves, to do things that other people think are crazy. And that is why you can be one of the few to summit awareness. Okay, Daniel, you are totally losing me here. Just say it a little more simply. Oh, we were talking about tools. Yeah, like this tripod. Aha! It's a grip. It's a stand. Think of this as Maslow's hierarchy, the original version. The original version said you needed to take care of your basic needs, your food, your shelter, your clothing, before you could summit to actualization. You couldn't find your purpose in life without having all of your basic needs met. You see, the classic Maslow's hierarchy is better illustrated like this, right? Horizontally, where you can pursue multiple levels simultaneously. Meaning while you're locked down, not sure about your income, not sure about keeping your house, or living in a 19-foot Airstream, you can pursue meaning, purpose, actualization simultaneously. You're not limited to a vertical ascent.
You see? Okay, still too complicated. All right, scotoma. Ready? Scotoma. I want to show you something right here. Under my water bottle. See, there's this little tool right here. Aha, scotoma. It was there all along. It's just like Maslow's hierarchy, right? It's just like, well, let me show you first. Watch. It's a whole bunch of different sized tools. The story from John Kalench, these bunch of individual tools all add up to function as one really nifty little Swiss Army knife. Okay, let's look at them individually. We have a prefrontal cortex. That is the part of our brain unique to humans where we can do things. A dog can worry a bone. A human can use explanatory knowledge to talk about the sun that he's under actually is a burning ball of gas, which is actually called a star, which is actually 100 billion in our galaxy, and then trillions of them across the universe. And see, we can create these explanations, these stories of things. You have that gift right there in your, right there, right there in your frame. Don't just be a dog. Don't just worry the bone. Don't let your emotions run away because you need this and need that and need. Don't give in. Okay. I'm over chewing it. But it's really important. It's a fabulous tool. You're really appreciated. Let's get the hell out of SCOTOMAVILLE.
1, 2, 3, 4. Turn. It's like a jail cell. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't miss an opportunity to shave, to clean a bowl, to slice grapefruit, to get dressed, to make a bed. Don't miss an opportunity to prove to yourself that you have what it takes to make it different. That your experience doesn't have to be locked in to the scotoma that you're living.